What is happening? Don't go easy on me here, back with another video, and who would have believed it? Who would have seen it coming? A Call of Duty video. Hooray! Not played the game in like 4 or 5 weeks, but here I am doing a review on the E-Xon, aka the game that brought me back to Call of Duty, and it's pretty much a beast. I like it. I'm always firing from the hip if I get the opportunity to pre-aim a corner, if I see someone it's faster than ADSing. It's just something I've always done. With my SMGs, I don't ADS unless I'm actually on the spot for a while. I fire from the hip. You'll see from my SMG setups in other videos. But jumped into a quick game then of custom just to see what it's all about. So it's a laser weapon that fires from the hip, recommended, but when you do ADS it fires at double the speed, so double the damage, and it's unique that way. I remember when the K-Bar first came out, the whole premise of it was, oh, here you go, here's a weapon to fire from the hip, and they've sort of, with their nerfing and their buffing of it, they've ruined it in a way. It's not a reliable weapon from the hip. That was its primary, that was the whole sell of the weapon. With this then, so you get the choice, fire from the hip, and it's a laser. But when you do ADS, as I said, it fires at double the fire rate. So medium range, short to medium, it's great if you get your rounds on target. Medium to long, I find it's the recoil on it can make the weapon bounce a bit. But it is great, and if you've not had a shot of it, I'd seriously recommend giving it a try. Just seeing how you get on with it. I like it a lot. The RVN was a nice addition on the last weapon that they added to it, but this is probably one of the better weapons I've ever actually tried as a DLC weapon. Give or take the honey badger on Ghost, but yeah, really big fan of it. If you haven't got it, I recommend giving it a try. There are challenges to get it. I'm not sure of them off the top of my head. If you don't have the season pass, I think it's like finish 10 games winning using it or using different weapons. So I think the consensus was to go and play a load of gun games. That was it, 10 games using 5 different guns, and then it's to get a win using this weapon, or no, gets you the submachine gun, or the other way around. But as you can see here then, so from the gameplay, firing from the hip majority. Obviously this is how it's not normally how I play, but then not playing it for so long, who knows. And I'm trying to just show you the best of the weapon. You'll see tactically when I actually get back online and go into a game the difference in styles, but it is a great weapon. My only concern was when you are ADSing, you rinse the rounds. So whereas before with an assault rifle you knew what you were getting when you were looking down the sights and firing, whereas with this, because it uses double the amount of rounds, it's you can find yourself in a predicament. Fortunately I was able to rewind out of a few of them there, but because I run as the engineer guy, the striker, it's not something I could really do on online, so I'd need to be a bit more just watching my rounds, you know what I mean? Make sure I'm keep paying attention to that. So here we are then in the game. I've gone straight for the B flag. I think I might have taken someone out. Up here into the spot where they come, hit firing like a boss. Put myself down in here, get my UAV out. Of course, I've forgot what my buttons are on my elite pad, so I throw a little punch there. And the cross map range of it as well is getting cross map from the hip. Get myself a nice little bloodthirsty, I think it was a Fury as well, onto the game then. So with the sight, this is a great thing about it, it's a Trojan sight. So there was a guy throwing smoke around in the game, and this was a great bit of equipment for it. So he's gone back, spawned, going for the B. I get his mate there, and you'll see him coming out because he throws the smoke. Shows up on the Trojan site. Great bit of kit for that. Yeah, I would recommend it. So firing from the hip. The other gun I'm great at that with is the Wrecked. So let's have a look at that. Wrecked. It's not as accurate from the hip, but it's still a good method. I've never added a laser sight or anything onto these. But back with another classic Stevie, don't go easy on me moment. On the B flag, I'll show you my emblem. I've got the trip mines on the B flag, it's hilarious. And is it as good as the Fallout? Let's face it, nothing's as good as the Fallout. Unfortunately, it's not. The Fallout will always remain the #1 weapon that's used in this game because they've just created the perfect M4 variant or whatever. It's just too good. The thing's a laser. I know they've done a nerf on it for when the recoil when you're ADSing, but you hardly even notice it. The gun's just an absolute riot. Will I use it over the flatline? No. But I don't really use the flatline. I like using all the different guns, so it's great for me to have another weapon that I can go to and have a bit of fun with. So the emblem then, there it is. People dying on the B flag. Pretty simple really. When I get a bit more imagination, I will start throwing some more out. But yeah guys, thanks very much. Cheers for watching, and I'll catch you later with another video.